Welcome back to Laughing in the Dark, the podcast where I hang out in haunted places with comedians. I'm your host, Sara Jones. For this episode, I got to hang out with Los Angeles comic Billy Anderson. Billy Anderson moved to the West Coast from his home state of Georgia in 2012 to become a comedian. And due to no longer being surrounded by fountains of deep-fried sweet tea, almost immediately lost over 100 pounds. With his new slimmer physique and bi-coastal point of view, he went on to perform in all 50 states in only 48 days on just his first tour. His act can be heard on Audible and SiriusXM, and in 2017, he made his television premiere on Fox's Laughs. Billy released his debut comedy special, America's Sweetheart, in 2018 through Amazon Prime, with clips from the special receiving over 4 million views on social media. In addition to his own comedy, Billy hosts The Gateway Show, which tours internationally. Billy and I explored the Los Angeles Central Public Library, where I told him about this and other haunted libraries in Southern California. As always, check out the Instagram for pictures that go along with this episode. You can find us at Lit Dark Podcast. That's at LITDARK Podcast. For now, take a walk with us through this lovely and allegedly haunted library. Here's the episode. Like I said, we're sitting on a bench. We're kind of just in the middle of the hallway. There are really cool statues next to us that are like pharaohs. What is that? That's not a pharaoh.
This is like a very tiny Egyptian section.
Yeah.
They're like little sphinxes.
It's like, yeah, a sphinx. That's what I was thinking of. A sphinx, but it's not a sphinx because it's got a human.
It's just sort of like the original furry. It's like a dude head and a dog body.
What is a sphinx normally?
A sphinx is like essentially like almost like a big lion with a man's face.
Oh, so that is what that is. That is a sphinx.
It is. They don't usually have hats.
It's a fancy sphinx.
Yeah, he's an extra sphinx.
Yeah, it's actually really, really cool.
So
if you've been, if you've been to the Los Angeles Public Library, this is the central location. We're right next to where the Getty Gallery is. So actually, if you've been here, you're totally thinking of that Sphinx. So like, yeah, it does have a hat. Like, you know what we're talking about. Yeah, next to the Teenscape.
The cool 90s Teenscape area.
Yeah, it's just like really hip here. All right, so the Los Angeles Public Library is one of the many haunted locations in this city of angels. While this location is haunted, libraries, hang on, people are being rude. This is Teenscape.
I know, right? So loud. We just can't win.
I know. Just, for listeners.
Jesus, see, I did it right then. I caught it. Because it's coming from over there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is night and day.
What's the quietest part of the library? The teen section. No,
I'm gonna feel bad.
Yeah, no, we can't do that. Let's go here. We'll deal with the echoing. Listeners, just fucking bear with us, honestly. Come on. Look at that statue. The end of that pole is piercing a turtle.
Why? What did that turtle ever do?
I don't know, but I just noticed that.
That's who haunts this library, is this turtle.
Wow.
She's got the cold blank face of a turtle killer.
She has like crazy eyes, actually.
Maybe the turtle's in front of it though. Like maybe it's like a bug.
No, it's definitely stabbing into the turtle.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My optimism strikes again.
Yeah, and so does she.
And it seems like her robe is telling a story of some sort of like a buffalo.
Yeah, there's like little totems on it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You can look at a picture of this, guys, but wouldn't you rather us vaguely describe it to you? She's kind of got a power stance, like a diva power stance.
It's gonna be hard to. I want to post this on the. Oh, here we go. I'll post the picture of this chick on the blog or on the Instagram. If you guys want to see, who gives a shit? They don't care.
Yeah.
We care right now because we're describing it, but they're gonna be like, get to the ghost shit. We don't care about this.
Well, I'd say that turtle could be haunting this place.
I'm just telling you guys. Should we take a little peek-see in this gallery and see what's over here? Oh, hello. This might be our spot.
This might be, and nobody's here.
Nobody's.
And there's a bench.
In here.
Multiple benches.
Oh my God.
Absolutely no one's in here.
This is the spot.
We just went to the noisiest place in the library to try to film it. Or tape it. Oh yeah, this is for sure like...
the spot to be in. Yeah.
People are like, we don't go to a library for art, that's what we go to a gallery for, right?
Yeah, we just walked into an art gallery, and this is totally gonna work a lot better.
Yeah,
Who's this,
it's awesome.
Ansel Adams? Is it? Oh no, it's not. Gary Leonard. But doesn't it look like it?
Yeah,
like
it's got that same sort of vibe.
Cool. Well, let's knock this episode out and walk on.
All right.
Are
So,
we fucking kidding me?
so let's go through our sources again.
Great. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
No, we
Rainy
don't
has the
need to.
sources.
I was joking.
Yeah, so for listeners, basically what happened was we have relocated 5 times?
Yeah, multiple times.
Like 5 times. Because we'll be like, oh, this is too windy. Oh, we're close to the street. Oh, we're close to people studying. Oh, these people won't shut up. Now we're in an art gallery. And I think this is the spot.
If we were in like a hokey ghost hunter show, we'd be like, I think the ghosts are trying to keep us from filming this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you, spirits. Let us commune.
Tell us why.
Tell us why.
Who are you? Who are you?
What do you want?
What happened to you? Okay, so while this location is haunted, libraries seem to be a popular spot for spirits to haunt in general. I'm going to tell you a handful of stories about haunted libraries in and around this area tonight. Okay. There have been plenty of paranormal sightings at the Los Angeles Public Library in Cypress Park. Is that where we are?
Sure.
Or is that a different one?
I don't know. Maybe that was where we were that we got kicked out. It was too windy in Cypress Park.
Is that Cypress Park, do you think?
I have no idea. Could be, though.
Okay, well, whatever. There's multiple locations of the LA Public Library. This episode is way more complicated than it needs to be. Great. So there's been plenty of paranormal sightings at the Los Angeles Public Library in Cypress Park, dating back as early as 1924 when the library first opened. Areas of particular interest to the paranormal enthusiasts in this library can be found in the old fireplace, the men's bathroom, and, fittingly, in the occult section.
Nice.
Of course. It is in these locations that visitors have reported mysterious cold spots and whispers being heard all around them.
Well, the whispers are certainly true.
Yeah, I mean, library.
I don't think we've found a place that there hasn't been whispers.
Well, actually, I would beg to differ. I don't think we've heard anyone whispering. People have been
true.
fucking shouting the whole time.
The one place we found it was quiet, we were too loud for. We're
Right,
like,
exactly.
Let's not stay here.
Which was why, at first I thought it was just quiet in the teenscape spot because nobody would be in there.
I was like,
'cause
yeah, perfect.
Teens
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But there were just teens studying in there. It was actually.
They're on their Snapchats and their Instagrams.
Yeah.
They're not at the library.
They're like, yeah, Mom, I'm at the library.
Library.
This library was once the site of a women's teaching college known as the California Branch State Normal School, or Normal School for short. In operation since 1882, the Normal School taught future teachers in a 5-story building atop what was known as Normal Hill, at the intersection of Grand and 5th Street. So that is right here.
Yeah, they're
It's
right
on
here.
5th Street.
I love the idea of it, like it's a women's school and they're trying to really overcompensate. Like it's a normal street. It's
swear
on
it's normal.
normal hill. It's normal school. Okay.
That one crazy hill? No, it's the normal hill.
No. Not Hysteria Hill. Not Hysteria Hill.
Right,
We're
exactly.
on normal hill.
Yeah, it's just a normal, everybody's fine. Yeah, so this is good. We're right where we need to be.
Thank goodness we figured it out now.
I'm glad that you got lost so I actually knew where I was.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
Gave
I
you
just followed my
confidence.
Yeah, right. I never know where I am.
I'm at a place called Library Bar, and you're like, where are you
I was
at,
like,
Billy?
actually, that sounds fantastic. Fuck this, let's go to there instead.
Could be on it.
Okay, when the teaching college moved to Vermont Avenue in 1914, the building became the Central Junior High School until 1924 when it was demolished, making way for the library it is today. So that's where we are sitting.
Oh, amazing.
Good, I'm glad we went to the right one. When there's multiple locations for the LA Public Library, I was like, oh shit.
What I also love is that they're like, nah, I don't know, that place was a little too normal if you ask me. We're gonna move to Vermont.
Yeah, it's crazy. Right?
It's wild in Vermont.
Wait, was it all the way in? Was it Vermont
No,
Street?
it's Vermont Street.
Avenue.
Yeah,
okay.
Avenue.
Do you know where that is?
No idea.
Me neither. Okay.
Way less normal, I'll tell you that.
It's really weird over there. So sightings in this library sometimes include women wearing turn-of-the-century dresses, probably looking totally normal,
Blech.
passing hurriedly through the halls, sometimes appearing to be floating. Many have heard whispers, knocks, bangs, and have seen moving shadows that they can't explain. Classic.
Like they're like, I don't know what a shadow is.
I can't explain
Can't explain it.
Like you mean a shadow?
I don't know.
Is that what you would explain it as?
Listen, doctor, I don't know. I didn't go to school like you did. I'm just saying it's something, can't explain it.
I can't explain it. Some ghost hunters list the Los Angeles Public Library as one of LA's most haunted places. A translucent male figure has been seen floating above the old fireplace. We'll have to figure out.
Are they translucent
where
like
that is.
I'm translucent or like a ghost?
For listeners, my comic is very white.
He's like, it's a pale ass ghost.
I get a text from you right now that's like, okay, I'm here. And I'm like, what?
We go and we check the news later and they're like, the woman was seen with a ghost at the library.
It felt like I was talking to no one. Everyone's like, why is she talking about that ghost?
He seems real translucent.
All right, we should figure out where that old fireplace is, though.
Oh, for sure.
So we can kind of see where they're talking about. Okay, now that I know for sure we're the right one, thank God.
Yeah.
And the whispers are most commonly heard in the men's bathroom.
So that's why you brought me on this one. You're
Yeah,
like,
I was we gotta get a male comic for this
go in
one.
there, take a pee.
Just do it. Leave the mic on.
Ghost pee.
You would not be the first comic to pee with the mic on, though. That happens all the time. There have also been reports of lights being turned on and off inexplicably. Real or imagined, movie magic has produced at least one ghost in the Central Library, where we are, in Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
Did you know this?
No, I didn't. I was guessing. I was like, what's a movie I can think of where there was a ghost in a library?
Like, you're right, Sixth Sense.
Yeah, that was where they had the books flying off.
The movie used several parts of the building to film scenes in the movie. That was a poorly written sentence.
Yeah, that's a fifth grade sentence.
Hey, thank you.
The movie used lots of parts of the library in the movie.
In the movie? In the library?
Andrew Jackson was our president.
One day.
As our president, he did many presidential things.
These are really, however, consequentially.
On one hand, many people say this. Other people say this. Source.
In Ghostbusters, the crew met with a librarian ghost in what was supposed to be the New York Public Library. This scene was actually filmed in the basement of the Los Angeles Central Library.
Liars.
For listeners, if you want to know how hard I work for you, I tried desperately to get permission to record this in the basement, just so we could be like, Ghostbusters is filmed down here.
And they're just like,
we'll get back to you. And then they didn't.
It's because who's the person that has the authority to be like, hey, you film in the basement? They're sitting around going, who do we ask?
They don't know who to, exactly. It's like you need to have one cool person working that's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, cool.
We should just go to the basement.
Let's go.
Let's just do it.
We should have just gotten like official looking hoodies or something and just been like, we'll be right back.
From being a ne'er-do-well in my teens, I learned that if you have an orange vest, people don't care where you go.
No. What I've learned even just doing this show, that there are sometimes if you just act super confident, people are like, go ahead.
No, we're here to go to the basement. They're like, well, I'm just there. This is where we live.
Like, we scheduled with
Dan.
We talked to Dan? Like, oh, sure, please.
You mean Don? Dan. Oh, yeah, what did I say?
Yeah, what did I say? Donna?
You mean Donna? Yeah.
I'm feeling like a P.
I'm so close to her, I call her Dan.
Yeah, we call, it's an inside joke. Ask her about it later,
Ask
she'll
her,
know.
be like, you're Dan, right? And she'll
be like,
get it.
Got me again.
That ghost, you met that ghost, didn't you?
The Los Angeles Public Library is far from the only haunted library in this area. The Long Beach Public Library reportedly is haunted by a spirit of their own. Some visitors to the library claim to have seen the apparition of a young girl in Victorian clothing. Classic. This entity was first spotted by a new employee in the genealogy room in 1995. Reports, can you imagine being new at a job and then seeing a little girl in a Victorian dress?
Well, I don't think I would immediately think it was a ghost. I'd just be like, hey, is there like a Ren fair or something around here?
Yeah. You'd be like, no? What?
That's how out of touch Long Beach is.
Right.
They still have people wearing Victorian gear. Like,
I did an episode of Long Beach earlier this season, and it's the only time I've ever been to Long Beach, but me and the comic were like, this is the ghetto. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I thought Long Beach would be like awesome. Like, yeah.
There are parts of it. The beach
okay.
is all right.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so sorry, Long Beach. Maybe I just like.
No. This whole episode's gonna shit on Long Beach, so get used
some
to it
listeners
now.
are like, what the hell?
We're gonna
Long
really
Beach.
grind this axe out against Long Beach.
Like, listen, fuck Long Beach.
Yeah, I'm saying,
No,
you know,
just kidding.
Long Beach said it too good for too fucking long. Right?
Yeah, right. Okay. The LBC. All right, great. Okay, so reports of the North Elevator, and my producer hates it so much when I do that, when I go
Yeah, you can
and
cut
I
that out.
always do it, yeah. And he's always
I'm gonna
like,
do it
hey.
mid-sentence just to mess with him.
He sent me a message like a month ago. He was like, just a little constructive criticism, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll try not to do that.
He's like, you sound like you're from fucking Long Beach. And you
like,
do that.
oh my God, that's not cool.
He's like, take it back.
Take it back. All right. Reports of the North Elevator in the library at the Long Beach Public Library, you know. There are reports of the North Elevator moving up and down erratically and spontaneously since 1980, and sometimes appropriate books have reportedly fallen serendipitously from shelves.
Are we sure this isn't idiots in Long Beach that don't know how elevators work? They're like, I don't know, man, but that room sure is moving up and down a bunch. What is this?
Erratically and spontaneously.
They're like, I press the button and start moving. Spontaneous to me. It's like shadows. I can't explain it.
Can't explain it. Why do we think people in Long Beach are just so uneducated?
I don't know, but I only have 3 voices, so I'm making them New York.
That's them.
So.
Okay, great. That was New York?
No, I mean just
Okay,
like
great.
in general. That's my that region,
That's
southern,
what they get.
bad New Zealand. Those are the 3.
In New Zealand, great. Sorry, Randy. Okay, so I said what this source means by appropriate is left to interpretation. Appropriate
Not
books falling
porn.
off the shelf.
It's
Yeah,
all Long Beach,
but
just old porn magazines. It's their whole damn library.
it's just like, well, at least the porn didn't fall off. This one's perfectly appropriate.
It's like these ghosts only want to mess with our appropriate books. There's only 8 of them.
Like, they all have pictures, but we like the good pictures.
Yeah.
All right. I said what this source means by appropriate is left to interpretation, but I am given the impression that books that might answer or relate to what a visitor is thinking might fall before them inexplicably.
I just thought, when I heard it appropriate, I just thought it was like ghost books.
Oh, like appropriate to the podcast?
They're like, it's me.
No, I think it's like, well, because this was a source, obviously, that's talking about hauntings, but I think it's more like you're standing there and you're like, I'm just looking for a book on...
My grandma, you book on grandma's
Your
hit shit.
specific grandma.
My grandma, yeah.
Your grandma's
On
biography
Barbara.
falls out of... And they're like, Barb!
Ooh, weird.
That was weird.
I think this ghost knew my grandma.
About an hour east of Los Angeles in San Bernardino, the...
Great people. Wonderful people, San Bernardino.
Way better than
Awesome.
Long Beach.
Tell you, yeah, I'd take 1 San Bernardino for every 10 Long Beach people. If it came down to it, Sophie's Choice style.
Yeah. Okay, so there, have you actually been there before?
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, I've never been there. The library of St. Thomas Aquinas High School is said to be haunted by a student who hung himself.
Ugh, that's gotta suck. You try to get out of high school and you're stuck there forever.
Yeah, no kidding. That does
Let that
suck.
be my anti-suicide message to you. You don't know. Then you're gonna be stuck haunting. You think you're getting out of it, and then you're stuck haunting that shitty room you
Oh
live
my
in.
God, that is literally his hell. His spirit is reportedly seen floating around the library while unsuspecting students study. He's kind of like that one ghost in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What's that
Moaning Myrtle?
No, well, yes, but the other one.
The Baron?
Nick.
Oh, Nearly Headless
Nick.
So here I am just going through. I'm like, I know every character. Let's just go down. I'm just
You're right, though. There
being
are
a
like
real-
multiple ghosts.
It's like that one ghost. I think there's like 8 ghosts.
So wrong. Yes, correct.
Dobby.
Yeah. And you're like, okay. Wait, why would I think it's like Nearly Headless Nick? I guess I just
Because
picture
he
him
floated
being in
over the
library.
cafeteria a bunch. That was his
Oh.
big thing. Is he was always screwing with them when
Well,
they were.
because he's kind of around all the time, whereas Moaning Myrtle is like just in the bathroom, and
Yeah,
then
like
the
a
Baron
creep.
is kind of just an asshole.
People never
isn't
talk
he?
about what a creep she was. Anyway.
Total creep.
Yeah, no, he was the one that I think was most prominently floating over the
Yeah,
students.
that's like exactly what I pictured.
Yeah.
Oof. That
Except-
sucks though, to kill yourself at your high school and then you just.
You wake up and you're a ghost. You're like, shit.
This sucks.
Yeah, man.
All right. Do you think that's what it's like, that they just woke up?
There's a. I don't know why they would breathe in that moment, but Yeah, and there's
And
like,
you're
shit.
like, oh no, I have
Really,
fucked
and
up.
so insensitive, but I stand
No,
by it.
not at all. I'm just curious. I mean, I don't think it's insensitive to wonder what it would be like.
Yeah, but I
There's
just say,
also a camera in this room. Don't worry, we're fine.
Well, hopefully they'll send us the footage, video episode,
Yeah, bonus footage.
as we're getting arrested.
Yeah, we're like, whoops. Like, we purposely didn't respond to your email. What the hell are you doing in here?
You didn't get our last email where we said, if you record here, we'll arrest you.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, good, get us.
Dan sent it.
In Alhambra, do you know where that is?
No.
Okay, great. The Ramona Convent Secondary School is one of the oldest operating schools in the state. An all-girls private Catholic school, it was founded in 1889, making the school 130 years old.
Nice.
Students at this school claim to see the spirit of a nun in a white habit roaming the library on the site. This spirit has been seen so often that students have become accustomed to her and refer to her as the white nun. She does not harm the students and can often be seen at freshman orientation watching over new students. Some suspect that upperclassmen members have orchestrated the appearance of the white nun to keep the fun tradition of this haunted history alive.
Yeah,
So to speak.
This is a boring ass ghost, is what that one
The
is.
white nun?
It's like, he's coming, I just watch orientation. It's like, that's nice, good, you're getting an
Yeah.
education, kids. You know?
Yeah, I guess. I think it would creep me out to see like
I don't know, how do you tell the difference
floating
between
nun.
a dead nun and a regular nun? They all just, they're mostly just the clothes, you know?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, how would you, I guess maybe it's translucent, it's floating, like, I
You
don't know.
just get a chill when it's close.
Yeah, nuns
But
have
that's how
always looked
most
like
nuns-
nuns. Yeah, I was gonna say, they're not a warm people always.
No.
I went to Catholic school.
Oh, you did?
Not all
Clearly.
girls.
It's showing.
Yeah, there you go. Like, ugh, nuns. I'm like, you sent them all to Long Beach, I say.
Right. Whether it was a hoax or a true sighting, during freshman orientation of September 2010, the white nun was seen in plain view at the top of a hill, startling a full class of incoming freshmen.
They're like, hey, what are you doing on that hill? You're supposed to be haunting the school. Get back here, you
We
nun.
thought that hill was perfectly normal.
Get back here. Well, that was a normal hill before you went on it.
Now it's creepy.
Ugh.
Predictably, the girls became excited and fearful, and several shouted, "There's the nun."
As you do when you're desperately afraid.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
There
there is
she
the
is.
nun.
Nearby residents, startled by the commotion, misheard the phrase as, "There's a gun."
Oh no.
I don't want to say that too loudly.
That nun has a gun.
Alhambra police sent squad cars and a police helicopter with a searchlight circling the school. It's an easy and understandable misunderstanding, but imagine how much those freshman girls were freaking out.
It's very understandable. Not like it was a shadow or anything.
No,
It's very
no, they
understandable.
could fully explain what was happening.
What's sad is the police actually killed that nun. So, again, there you go.
Are they shutting that door and
I
opening
don't know, but that would be really hilarious if we got locked in here.
Would it?
I mean, we're being very loud, so you think they'd be like, hey, we're closing the door.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Unless the guy's from Long Beach, he's like, fuck these guys.
Oh my God. He's like, I've heard one too many cracks
Many.
about Long Beach. The white nun is not the only spirit seen at the Ramona Convent School, by the way. Students in the main building on campus have claimed to hear the sounds of a piano playing, although nobody is sitting there. This spirit has been called the ghostly pianist. Creative.
I'm sure that won't be this won't be confused like the gun thing.
No. And though the entity has not been seen by anyone, their eerie piano tunes have been heard by plenty of students and visitors over the years. The darkest spirit at Ramona Convent is that of a student who tragically drowned in the pool, another student. The spirit seems to resent the living and has been known to lash out on other students in the pool. Several students have experienced the feeling of someone grabbing their legs under the water or tugging at their clothes while they swim.
That's horrible. Can we go back to the pianist again? Wouldn't it be funny if that was just a guy trying to learn piano and he was doing horrible at it and there's a ghost playing the worst piano music I've ever heard and the guy's like, yeah, a ghost.
It's just a ghost.
It's certainly not a young man trying his best.
No, I think it's because they actually like staring at the piano and nobody's sitting there.
And it's just playing itself.
Yeah, like Haunted Mansion style.
Oh, no thank you to that. Just any piano music. And then they have so this is all in the same place? This is the same?
Yeah,
or-
the convent school.
Oof. I have so many people dying at this school.
Well, no, that was a different school that the guy hung himself.
Oh, okay. I was like, this school must suck.
No. And then the all-girls convent schools with this one. And then we're actually going to move on to a whole nother library.
Nice.
At the John F. Kennedy Memorial Library, legend has it that a group of kids were experimenting with drugs, if you can imagine, in the third floor bathroom before losing it and bludgeoning several people to death.
Those are good drugs.
I'm sure this is just like a reefer madness.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
excuse for.
I've done a lot of drugs. I've never been like, feeling so good.
Bludgeon people to death.
Let's bludgeon some people to death.
I tried to find something to back this story up, but given the name of the library, searching murder brings up tons of articles about the murder of JFK.
Yeah.
Because it's the John F. Kennedy Memorial Library.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really find anything to back it up.
Use like plus bludgeon.
Yeah, like specifically
plus
bludgeon.
Quote bludgeon.
And then I'm like looking up like murder, John F. Kennedy Library, drugs, and it's just like, all right, like the 60s.
Did you try drugs with a Z?
No.
Drugs.
That's what I should have done. What's like the teen corner? Teenscapes?
Excuse me, does anybody know where I can get some drugs to bludgeon someone to death with?
I'm just like, oh, that's funny, you should ask.
They all get up. That's
you want to go ahead to the third floor?
researching.
Some people who come to the John F. Kennedy Library now say faucets will turn on and off by themselves, locked doors will pop open, eerie laughter can be heard coming from nowhere, and cold spots can be felt in random places of the library.
But the janitor hates that shit. He's like, hey, goes, just because you don't need water doesn't mean you gotta waste it for the rest of us.
Listen. And this is California.
Yeah, come on. There's a drought ghost.
Yeah, listen. Just because you don't have to use it anymore.
Ugh. Just because some high teenager bludgeoned you to death, you gotta waste water.
Right, exactly. Really inconsiderate. Chowchilla is a small town.
Sure.
It doesn't sound like a real name, does it? Chowchilla?
Doesn't sound like that's in California.
It sounds like the Godzilla of Chihuahuas. Chowchilla.
Or like we somehow got a dog and a chinchilla to hook up.
Chinchilla, yeah. Chowchilla.
Yeah, Chowchilla.
Okay, Chowchilla is a small town about 4 hours north of Los Angeles.
Sure.
The Madera County Library in Chowchilla is situated at the site where a bowling alley once burned down after its kitchen had gone up in flames.
No, it was a fancy bowling alley, a kitchen, everything.
I'm sure it was like chicken tenders. And
I bet it was great.
Like there's just like a Michelin, like 2 Michelin stars.
I went down to the bowling alley, got a steak, it was great.
Like,
so sad that place burned down.
God, this is so artfully plated.
It's good chow.
Some visitors to the library, they don't call it Chowchilla for nothing. Some visitors to the library say that they have seen the spirit of a cook walk by in a flash of flames.
He's just like, ow.
Thought to be a cook who died in the fire, who continues to relive his nightmarish end there.
He was just a cook visiting the bowling alley, and he happened to get caught in the fire.
He's just
I don't even work here.
This sucks. Where the kitchen was in the bowling alley is now the checkout counter in the library, and some have said that they've felt overwhelming heat as though coming from the flames of an unseen fire.
Hot ghost.
That's a hot ghost.
Very rare hot ghost.
Hot take. There are so many more stories of haunted libraries to delve into, and maybe this will be the subject of a future episode. For now, maybe we should think twice the next time we go to the library. And by the way, when was the last time you went to the library?
Oh, man.
You've never been to one.
I've been to one. I was joking.
I know.
I am functionally illiterate, but I've been to a library. They have video games there.
Yeah.
No, for real though, last time I went to a library, guys, probably 5 years ago in Seattle, Washington.
Really?
And only because they have a beautiful library in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, really?
If you Google it, yeah,
I've
check
never
it out.
been there.
Wonderful. Bet it's haunted as shit. But
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, no, it's been a while, but when I was a kid, I grew up really poor, so I was always in the library in my hometown back in North Augusta, South Carolina. And we had a really good, despite all the problems in North Augusta, great library program, beautiful one of the nicer buildings in the city.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of love for libraries because of that, because it helped a poor young man go on the internet.
Yeah. So. I mean, it is really nice. Like, even where we're sitting right now is just like a little art gallery. Like, it's gorgeous. The LA Public Library, the central location we're at right now, is really beautiful. Like, the ceilings are intricately painted. Like, every room is just breathtaking. It's enormous. If you live here or live close to here, check it out. It's free to just come visit. You can come look at books and hang out.
Record a podcast. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, they love it when you do that.
No, they don't care.
Yeah.
You just have to go to the gallery section where nobody's at.
They do care. I hope they don't hear this episode.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to them.
No, don't do that.
I'd be like, I'm going to send it to them and the mayor of Long Beach. Those are the two people that I'm sending it to.
You're like, listen, thanks for not responding. We just did it anyway.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's, the American way.
With all of the history and the quiet, serene atmosphere, it seems to be a natural place for the paranormal to spend their time. The next time you find yourself studying in a library and you feel someone watching you, you may not be alone. What do you think? Do you want to go find the occult section?
I think maybe we should go to a few and be like, we're at the occult section, because I feel like there's so many places we could go to, right?
Well, now that we're done with the story part, we can explore until they're like, you gotta go. I don't think that's gonna happen here.
Yeah,
so
if we were gonna get kicked out, I feel like we would have already been kicked out.
Yeah. Well, my favorite part of every episode is when the story part's over, so that I don't have to worry about us getting kicked out or getting the story out or whatever.
Was I too interrupty? I don't know if that was what I was supposed to be doing.
No, you were fantastic. We're gonna keep recording.
Cool.
But
so include all my insecurities in the podcast.
Don't worry, yeah. If you want to just throw some more in.
Haunted by my insecurities. That's the main thing.
Oh, this is kind of cool.
The Annenberg Gallery, which is all like photography. Yeah.
So let's see. The haunted places in this library are the old fireplace, the men's room, and the occult section.
I
won't go in the men's
What if we asked one of the people how? Like, let's ask them if they know anything. Where's the fireplace and how haunted is it?
Well, I bet we can find the fireplace. Hey, do you work here?
Yeah.
Is this library haunted? No. Have you heard that before?
You seem really annoyed by that question. Do people ask that a lot?
No, I just don't believe in ghosts.
Oh, you
don't
just
believe
in
in
general
ghosts?
are exasperated
Just when
by
we
the
die,
idea of ghosts.
there's nothing.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Well, that's
He's like, all right, I'm leaving.
Well, that's learning children. It's very more playful.
That's fair, man.
That guy's a jerk.
I mean, I appreciate how unapologetically himself he was. Like, he knew exactly. He's like, yeah, I don't believe in ghosts because I graduated second grade. What do you want from me?
He's like, what do you want?
He's like,
do people ask that all the time?
I have words to read.
Nobody's ever asked. Sorry, I'm educated. I work in a place of wisdom. What the fuck do you
I was really
want?
hoping if I was like, so when we die, there's nothing. He's gonna be like, well, I believe in Jesus, and so I believe we go to heaven, no ghosts. I'm like, all right.
Well, I mean, you're on the West Coast.
I think one could argue he was a ghost. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, okay, confirmed.
Maybe read your
We
book.
saw a ghost.
Maybe I got a book you can read, the Holy Bible. How about that?
No. He did sound so exasperated.
I love that he was like, no, this isn't about everyone else. I'm specifically annoyed with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, he's like your producer when you go ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Alrighty. Let's see.
Security might know. They're here
There's
late.
rare books on the third floor.
Third floor, yeah. Let's
Which
go to.
sounds cool. There's even a star next to it. It's only open during scheduled programs and events.
Oh, let's see if we're one of them.
No, we're not.
I'm sure it'll be closed and we won't be able to get in otherwise.
What about the fireplace?
Fireplace, where would that be? Yeah. You want to ask security? I know you've been burnt now. That 100% of our people were rude.
I don't trust the men here. Which is way different than the men in other places.
Yeah, no. Library full of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll allow you to think.
Excuse me, is there a fireplace here? Is there a fireplace in this library? There's not? Oh,
No,
okay. Really?
never hasn't. There hasn't been a fireplace in here in 50 years.
Never mind. Thanks, though.
Thank you. No, we believe you.
Yeah. No, I just thought there was supposed to be like a fireplace, like a nice fireplace in this library. There's not.
Yeah,
Really?
This whole building was almost a fireplace.
This building was a fireplace,
Yeah.
sounds like.
If you go down this hallway, before you exit on the wall on your right, there's a plaque dedicated to the fire department and Sabres.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that is amazing.
It's the Save the Books campaign. Did you ever hear about?
No.
No, is it from?
If you look it up on Google, with Save the Books, it had the 70s and so. They're talking that it's basically when the fire happened, they were asking for funds not only to rebuild but also to replace a lot of the material that's
Oh
here.
my God, I can imagine.
Oh wow.
Wait, is an art student that burnt it down?
It was an arsonist.
An arsonist.
Oh, yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
His art was fire.
Yeah, it was like, what were they doing? Oh, okay, but they were just trying.
Mostly smoke damage, but there's still traces of it
Jeez.
here, and it was quite an act to have this rebuilt and restored.
That's awful.
The artwork on the second floor alone, nobody does that kind of work in the United States anymore. They actually had to import artists from Europe in order to repair the paintings.
Oh my God.
Well, that's amazing.
There's actually a book that somebody put out called the Library Book, or the Central Library Book. They can tell you in the gift shop, but if you find a copy, you check it out or online or something like that, it actually will tell you interesting history.
Oh, very cool.
Okay.
See, but you've worked here 30 years. So we were curious about this supposed fireplace because people said maybe it was like a mix-up related to the fire. But we were reading that there were in the rare book section, there people have reported ghosts or things like that. Have you ever encountered anything like that?
Oh yeah, there's always going to be reports of paintings and stuff like that. The place is very old. When they built this place, there was orange orchards across the street.
It was what?
Orange orchards across the street,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
people were still using horse and carriage.
Whoa.
Back when it was built, it was back in horse and carriage time. So there's
The automobiles were available, but only for the rich.
Yeah.
Mostly everybody was still on horse and carriage. So this place is old. And there are a lot of people that either passed away here or here. The configuration of this building has changed after the fire. The garden that you see out here
Yeah, the fountain.
didn't exist. It was a parking lot.
Oh.
But there was a garden area on the opposite side that was now a piece of land. And that's also where the children's park was because the kids could play in the park and stuff like that. It's also where the Skid Row murders happened.
Oh.
Oh, the Skid Row
Whoa.
murders.
Yeah, yeah, the Skid Row slashers and all that. But you can look that up too.
Yeah.
That's right in the front of the library right there.
It wasn't in front, it was a garden.
Oh, but if we were to walk out this way, that's where the Skid Row slashers.
When you go down the center hallway,
Oh, uh-huh.
All right.
Tom Bradley wing.
The Tom Bradley wing right there.
Oh, wow, that's
When
cool.
you get to the end, you'll see a bunch of escalators. This is a big mall. That's part of what happened. But that didn't
Oh, I've
exist
been down
there.
there where the printer is and stuff.
Yeah, that was where the garden was.
Where
Wow.
all the
There was
murder
all-
took place.
Everything was ground up.
Oh.
Well, very cool. What was your name?
Percy.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the information.
Thank you.
Thank you, Garcia. It's so much more helpful than that other guy.
Yeah. At least he didn't
He didn't judge us at all.
judge us. Yeah. Where do you think the occult section is? So there wasn't even a fireplace in here?
I love that. He's like, well, the whole place burned down. The last thing we want is a fireplace.
I know.
That was the one thing he was offended by. He was just like, how dare you?
You idiots. I'm like, well,
The occult section.
I'm like, I can't imagine hauntedghost.com would lie to us.
Yeah, right?
Whatever my source was.
Freedomeagle.net or what?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
that was a part of the backpackverse.com.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You can never trust this. That was a very
And this
backpack-centric.
13-year-old wrote a blog where they said,
Would it be under art and music for occults?
I don't think so.
I remember in my library, it was always near all the philosophy section, always in
Yeah,
religion.
maybe.
So that's probably what
That
it
makes
is.
sense.
In floor -3.
-3. I would
Yeah.
imagine it would be in rare books.
We want to try rare books and then go down?
No, we can't go to rare books.
Oh, they keep
okay.
thinking we're going to steal their rare
Under
books.
3, yeah.
That was how I
-3.
got into the ghosts and UFOs and things like that when I was a kid.
Did you take the elevator then? Look at how fancy these elevators are. Oh
They're
my
amazing.
God. Hi. Oh,
Excuse me.
thank you. Oh,
This doesn't go down far enough, right? Yeah.
oh. What if we need to go down to -3?
All right, thank you so much.
But why is this so hard?
I don't know, but I love the added lore he put in of like, oh, it had a whole different layout before it burned down, which would make sense why ghosts would just be walking into walls,
This
following
is
their old
great.
path.
If we have to go to floor -3,
So keep walking down the hall, and
Okay.
you're gonna hit escalators and go down 3 floors.
okay, great. Do you know where the occult section is?
Occult. That's
were thinking it'd be by like religion and stuff.
Possibly. Religion would be under social
Yeah, we were
science.
thinking negative. Oh, it is? Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Well, same
So,
place.
Oh, perfect.
-3,
Okay.
yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Let's take that
this
with us.
breaks
Yeah.
down all of that with you, and this kind of breaks down.
Oh,
what each
great.
department has.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Test preparation, philosophy, psychology, religions, occult studies, astrology, political science, law, education, etiquette, true crime, and parenting.
Apparently a bunch of people got murdered in the garden here.
Right here, where we're standing, the
What's
Skid
up?
Row slasher.
Come on, backpack verse. Why didn't you have that?
Yeah, come on, backpack verse. So what are you even doing?
This is amazing. Look at this. This is beautiful.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. I have been right here. Because the printers, I think, are like right
You're
over
like-
there.
Yeah, or before, I think it was in the original take, you were like, this is where I used to come to get all my printing done when I was in Los Angeles.
It was.
That was the one thing we recognized. He's like, yeah, it's over down there. Oh, yeah, where the printer is.
He was like, yeah.
I know that.
I was like, I know where that is. Yeah, because I would come here stressed out. Well, the first, no, wait, that was in Grand Rapids. Because some places you can, at the hotel you're at, you can have them printed at the front desk. But one of the times I stayed here, I couldn't print things at the front desk, and I had to finish printing like some of my scripts for episodes.
Yeah.
And that was the whole reason I was in Los Angeles. So I was just like, oh my God, what? So I came to the library to scope it out for this episode. I was going to record this in March.
And here we are.
But then it didn't work out, and then I would print here.
Well, I'm glad you
Right
waited
there.
so I could meet that wonderful man who shit on us for believing in an afterlife.
I
So I think this
know.
is where we're at, social science, philosophy, and religion, right?
Really? Oh, okay,
Yeah, right
great.
here. Now, you guys can't see this, but there's a sign that says doggone good, and it's about your ability to download MP3s at the library. And then I felt like I sounded really loud as we walked into the place.
Look for something that says occult.
Social science, philosophy, and religion. I saw a book that says Ghetto Revolts, a nation of empire, city makers. Bunch of books about Henry Kissinger.
There are a lot of people in this library that make me feel
This is-
unsafe.
Yeah. I saw a book that said marijuana law.
I bet you'd have to rewrite that whole thing.
Yeah, right. It's outdated every other day. I feel like everywhere we go in this library, people are heavy sighing.
Well, yeah, because they're all studying. I love libraries, actually. This would be a fun place to just kind of hang out
Yeah.
by
Life.
yourself when you feel antisocial.
Life beyond death,
Oh, God in the space age.
written in 1983.
Wow.
Yeah, as a young man who grew up Catholic, this was like my way I revolted. As I would go and I'd read like occult books.
God's planet, God's universe. This is all religion. Saint of God.
It's a Drake song, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't
God's
listen to
planet.
Drake. On purpose.
It's for the people in your listening group, your subscribers that listen to Drake. We give you that one. One per season.
I mean, like in my mind, I would imagine an entire area would just be a cult, but probably not.
Yeah, I need it to look like the library from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where all the books just had pentagrams.
Right. Didn't we already go down some of this stuff?
I mean, that was the one section that had something related to religion, right?
Philosophy, they're all
You lead me,
philosophy, religion.
I followed you.
Well, I don't know if I'm actually going the right way either, but I felt like we
There
were
were more people taking naps in the library than I thought there would be.
and watching movies on their phone.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, do you?
the occult section?
Well, it depends.
Oh.
There's like the astrology and Wiccan stuff is all the way back in the corner, but
Where it
a couple of
belongs.
the other ones might be in different areas.
Oh,
Are you
just
looking for a
comes throughout.
specific thing?
Kind of just like ghost stuff.
You can't use this
It's very
technical
normal.
jargon.
Yeah.
133.1. So.
Oh, I've seen that book.
Probably going to be in the very back corner.
Oh, sorry.
So, it's basically down to the elevators. It's kind of wild.
Oh, there's a whole other room.
Mm-hmm. That's what we missed.
I'd have never found that.
No.
I never, for the life of me, would have thought it would have been this big. This whole,
It's huge.
that's giant.
Multiple floors and everything.
Yeah. 8 kinds of escalators.
Right?
Only little confessional booths.
The Panda Express.
Alright, so 133.1.
Okay.
I found a book by John Edwards, so we're pretty
Perfect.
close.
Awesome. Thank you. This is perfect. Can't see where this came out of. Was this here?
Yeah, they're all in order by the things on the.
Oh, on the bottom. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Perfect. We'll take a look through here. Thank you.
Okay, so 133.1 should start somewhere down here and then continue through this area.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Your guide to the
I think I'm going to check out Your Psychic Child. How to raise intuitive and spiritually gifted kids of all ages.
Oh my God.
Sarah Wiseman, the ironically named
That's what they call
Sarah
me.
Wiseman.
Sarah thought mage.
They have 3 copies of Deception and Self-Destruction by Richard Wiseman. I do like that this is like, that section is off by itself in its own little room. Like they're like a little ashamed of it.
Yeah, they're like, unfortunately, it's going to be right over here.
But this was my childhood. It's rebelling against Catholicism by going to the particular part of the Dewey Decimal System. It's wrong.
Yes. Hey, Haunted Washington. Did you live in Washington?
I was really like, hasn't he been through enough? He founded this country.
Oh, this is lore. I love lore. Sorry for hitting you. Monstrous creatures, dreadful places. Aaron Mahnke, he's the best.
That's they had a show come out. Is it about the same sort of?
On Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It's
the
the
same
pod.
sort of
It's a
thing.
podcast.
Well, it was but then they have Amazon Prime had a show come out.
Yeah, it's the
Is-
podcast that came out with the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are apparently books based on.
My favorite thing about being into the
Podcast.
occult is how you would be like, oh, I'm gonna go here and get a book on ghosts, but then you would be like, I don't believe in zombies. You know, like,
Yeah.
but they all
It's
get lumped
stupid.
together. You know,
Yeah.
come on, zombies, really? No, mine's about Confederate ghosts.
Yeah. Mine's about real history.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna get Hitler's monsters because I believe in history.
Monsters in America, our historical obsession with the hideous and the haunting.
Again, motivational. When we earlier we convinced you not to commit suicide. Now we're going to convince you to achieve your dreams. And just know that Jenny Randalls wrote Supernatural Pennies, and you haven't finished your book.
Penines.
Paninis. She wrote Supernatural Paninis.
What does it mean?
Penines. I don't know, but the point is she finished her book. and
Some
you-
ancient times, the Pennine Hills. It's like the hills are called the Pennines.
the Panini Hills. Oh, there's pictures in this thing.
That's how you know it's real.
I'll tell you now. I'm just saying, for every one of you guys that are putting off finishing your novel, someone wrote The Proper Care and Feeding of Zombies and finished their thing.
And they're done.
And they're done. And they're in a library.
And they're in a library, like they're real.
If I came here, if I made my own book, Put a fake thing on it and put it. How long do you think it would be here before they found it? Just sort of random groan. Even the ghosts are annoyed with us in this.
I'm scared. If you put a fake book in here, nobody would know.
That's what I'm saying, especially in this section. Like, how long would it stay here before anybody cared to know?
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I think someone's doing drugs.
This place is just haunted by our crumbling United States infrastructure.
This is a book by Yolana and her cat. Just
Yolana.
one more request, answers and insights from a psychic medium. And it's this older lady.
I don't know if I'd trust her to make me a grilled cheese sandwich, much less.
She's a psychic medium. For listeners, there's a book that you need to Google right now called Just One More Question, Answers and Insights from a Psychic Medium. And the cover of it has this older woman, but she's holding this cat.
And it's spooked.
Spooked as hell.
It is shook.
You guys, seriously, you need to look this up.
My favorite thing about this is it's Yolana with Mark Bigo, and he was like, "I'll help, but I better have my name on the
No, what if
cover."
the cat's name is Mark Bigo?
Oh my God, I hope so.
I hope so too.
Hello, we're gonna use the psychic power of my cat, Mark Bigo.
I'm gonna take a picture of this because I think this is gonna make it into the Instagram for the episode. This cat is so fucking scared.
They just couldn't find one where her face didn't look like that, and then the cat's face looked normal. But then
They're like, you know what?
This is as good as it's gonna
This
get.
cat's just spooked. Wait. Ew, I'm so scared of those people talking. Do you think those are ghosts?
Well, if it is a ghost, they just told us to shove it up our ass. You can't.
Well, I mean, all right then.
Dear listener, you can't hear it. Yeah, you can't see it. But I always never thought that the books on the occult that had like sleeves and things like that, where it was always the ones that were just plain.
Right, the older
older
books.
ones. Those are the ones I always felt like were real.
Yeah, with like stains on the pages.
Yeah, they smells like an old book.
I love the smell of old books.
That was always my favorite thing. But then you'd read through them and you'd find like old-timey stereotypes and stuff in there. Like, books haunted with racism.
Occult science in India and among the ancients. Hitler's monsters.
That's my favorite. I thought that was like, it's like a newer trend. It's just like, they were making zombies in World War II, right? Like we're in the middle of this particular section. This whole section looks like it was
Look at this one. True Tales of the Occult, and it's just how you like it.
Yeah.
It's all water damaged. Look at this guy swallowing a knife.
Yeah, that was everything I would want it to be. It's got like block photos, like they had to use an old-timey
like
printing
a stamp.
press.
Yeah. Yeah, I love
Like when you were binding your own books and things like that.
Yeah, and they're all just nervous.
Yeah.
How to clear your home of ghosts and spirits.
I was so like, when you're like 8 years old and you're like not being supervised, you're going there, everything seems plausible.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, maybe I do have a ghost. Maybe Hitler did have zombies.
No, I mean, like, there are stories. I mean, I've heard stories on my own show of people calling in that they definitely had something happen in their home.
Oh, I mean, for sure. But I mean, more like when you're 8, it's like
Anything
everything
is,
sounds
right.
equally plausible.
Right, exactly. Growing up psychic. Like, this sucks.
Like, I fully believed Sylvia Brown. I was like into it all.
Yeah. Who's Sylvia Brown?
This one's called Psychics and Common Sense. She was a very like popular like daytime television medium. Like it was like very like if you Google her, you'll find all these examples of her just like she literally told somebody that her daughter was dead. They were like, our daughter's missing. What do you think? I'm sorry, but she's gone. And they found her like 2 years later.
Oh no!
And
What did she say?
I don't know if she was alive or dead at that point. But
She died of embarrassment.
I hope so.
Sight unseen.
I mean, it's the same thing with John Edwards, who's on the other section here. It's like, they're doing cold reading.
Right. The only astrology book you'll ever need.
Now, like personally with you, do you think like for sure every ghost sighting is for sure a dead person who was turned into a ghost, or do you have any other?
Let's leave this section and then talk about it. Let's go that way. Let's like walk outside.
Sure.
I don't want to be growled at again. I mean, jury's out whether or not that was a ghost.
I just feel like anybody who's in a library growling at people is probably like lacking a lot of important nutrition. I think I
can
got 'em.
see all of these screens. All of you guys are on Facebook. Chill out.
No. Some of us are studying for our Facebook exam.
Excuse me, some of us are. Yeah.
I got Instagram files in 3 weeks.
Okay, so we can go up here maybe and go out where we came. No, okay, so there are a lot of different theories, and I've gone into it in different episodes. One of them is the idea that there are like imprints in time that are left over, so like
something very emotional happens, and
Yeah.
it leaves like a psychokinetic stain kind of a thing.
Exactly, yeah, there's a name for it. So that's one belief. There's the other belief that it's really the question of whether or not ghosts have consciousness,
Yeah.
or if it's really just like an imprint of a memory that's left
or
behind.
to link it back to Harry Potter, if they're like the paintings in
Yeah,
Harry Potter. Yeah.
sure, yeah, like an inanimate object that has had something attached to it, like a possession. But I don't know what I believe. I
That
have
was
no
always my
idea.
favorite. In the old Friday the 13th, the series, it would
yeah.
always be old, like they'd have an old teacup and it was haunted because
Yeah.
something horrible happened with it, and then that thing had power
Right.
from that.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
Always loved that idea from like a storytelling point of view.
Yeah. I have had one caller told me that they were given an object by a spirit, and it was like a Native American like totem
Like it
type.
materialized.
Yeah, like literally they were given this object and it had powers, and then eventually when he moved, he buried that object in respect to the spirit or something.
And a Native American grew out of it.
And yeah, and after plenty of water and
It was a tree, and
Sunlight.
every summer they go and they pick.
yeah. But no, I don't know what I believe at all. I think we're out. That's where the fountain was. Thank you.
He was the best.
Yeah.
Should have had him mic'd up, right? Like, it was
Yeah.
like, oh, there's no ghost unless you count the 5
Yeah.
people that were murdered in the garden back in the day.
I was so worried he was gonna be like, "Is that a microphone?" And I would be like, "Oh shit."
I think he played into it. I think he was like, I know what they're about.
Yeah.
Not
You
like that
gotta-
other guy. It's like, hey, there is no God. Fucking fuck yourselves.
Yeah. What do you think overall about the haunted libraries, even though there wasn't a fireplace?
I think that was the most haunted part of all, is that there was never any fireplace at this
The
library.
whole place is a fireplace.
I've worked here 60 years. It was great. I think the real haunting was the fact that I've lived here for a year and a half and have never come here. You
Yeah.
know? Haunting myself out of
So
a
do you
good time.
think you're gonna start coming to the library now?
It's really hard to get to.
You can growl in the occult section.
There's got to be an Encino library with at least 1 or 2 ghosts.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're probably not as nice,
Right.
but they're more family oriented. you know?
Sure.
So.
All right. There we have it. I hope you had a good time exploring the Los Angeles Public Library with Billy and I. If you're in the area, you can go see Billy next week in Modesto, California for Cheroot Comedy Night. He'll be at the Cheroot Cigar Lounge on October 15th at 8 p.m. If not, keep an eye out for Billy on his website, billyanderson.com. While you're at it, be sure to check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with the handle @LitDarkPodcast, or visit our website at litdarkpodcast.com, where you can see what's new, check out our merch, or just say hello through our Contact Us form. We are nearing the end of Season 2. If you are a regular listener to this show, you may remember that we wrap our season with a special Halloween wrap-up episode where we answer some of your frequently asked questions. If you have anything you'd like us to answer or mention in the wrap-up, be sure to get a hold of us via the Contact Us form on our website. Once again, that's litdarkpodcast.com. Special thanks for this episode goes to my producer, Randall Lawrence in Cranival Studios, my graphic designer, Jonathan Cooper in Heck Yeah Studios, Sarah Schneider, my manager, and of course, as always, all of you for listening. Have a great week. We'll see you next time right here on Laughing in the Dark.
Sources used for episode 25 of Laughing in the Dark include hauntedplaces.org, the Britannica blog, weirdfresno.com, backpackverse.com, The Ghost of the White Nun by Greg Fruholz, Senior Certified Real Estate Specialist, and the Los Angeles Public Library.
Laughing in the Dark is brought to you in part by Heck Yeah Studio. Heck Yeah Studio is a creative effort working with people to create meaningful things. At Heck Yeah Studio, they work with clients to turn their ideas or existing brands into real or better versions. Heck Yeah Studio is the place to go for custom illustration for a full range of branding services, like killer logos, great colors and typography, and fun illustrations for pins, signs, prints, shirts, vehicles, posters, or anything you can imagine. At Heck Yeah Studio, they work with love. Their dream client is someone who is passionate about what they do. At Laughing in the Dark, Heck Yeah Studio has designed our logo, all of our merch, and any posters or stickers that we have. I am so proud and lucky to work with such an awesome company, and I could not recommend them higher.